know when you're ready, Tom. Okay, thanks. All right, welcome everybody to my last CAD-Team meeting for a while. I'm going on vacation for the next few weeks, and I'll be back for the August 10th meeting, but I will be unavailable for the rest of that time. So what we're going to talk about today is things that the CAD team can be working on while I'm gone, and how we're transitioning to me not being in charge anymore, and now everyone is in charge, sort of. So that's what we'll do, and I'm going to share my screen. That's it for the agenda. I really don't have anything else. Does anybody else have anything else for today's agenda?
I would like to talk about, and this doesn't really have to be recorded, what I would want to have completed while you're gone.
Oh, I think we should talk about that as well. Having it recorded. Also, is anybody available or willing to take notes today? Otherwise, you're going to be listening to me typing.
I might have to disappear at some point.
Okay. Well, it'd be really helpful if you could.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What
I'm trying.
Time zone?
I guess it's. Oh
yeah, Tom's England, so I'll do real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Deb. I will do that after this meeting. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. More people are coming. That's good. Here we go. Okay. So we are, because I'm not going to be running all the various teams anymore because, I can't and shouldn't. We are moving over to managing things using the wiki. Anybody who is interested in understanding sort of our project management philosophy and some specific things about project management, about how we're doing things within this community. I think I'll drop a link in the chat, or someone could drop a link right now. That'd be great, to this project management guide. It's still a little rough, but this was based on the PM meeting we had a couple weeks ago with Martin about how we're doing this stuff on our server, because we have lots of unique things going on. If you're interested in this, I'd recommend reading it over. I'm not going to go over it right now, but because we did that in the whole meeting. But these are the sort of the rules for management on the server, and then I've got some details about how to do things down here in the PM practices and tips section. So, for example, for running the meetings, when we are going to be having meetings on Tuesdays for the CAD team while I'm gone. And I won't be running them. So if anybody who is running them forgets what to do, I have put all the details here, just a brain dump of what to do to run a meeting and everything. One of the key things about meeting running is making sure that you've got somebody recording and hoping that someone will take notes. These are sort of been recording for a long time, but the note taking is sort of a new thing that we've needed to do this entire time. So the meeting notes should all get posted into the team page for the meeting, and we are going to start creating tasks based on results of meetings for people to follow up on. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So anyways, this guide is sort of like how to project manage. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I've been flashing out the wiki with a bunch of pages. This is the landing page, and not everything is here and not everything is fully fleshed out. We're still working on this. But we have team pages here, and here are the different sections of the CAD team stuff. So I'll be we'll be going over mostly this, but all the other teams, if any of you are on the other teams, you can start checking this out and you can start working on tasks that have been posted there. Okay. So I have dumped the CAD-Team info doc into here. It tells you everything about being a part of this team. Finally, we have a nice, easy place to refer people to when they want to join the CAD team. I mean, we always had the doc, but I don't know, the wiki somehow seems more accessible to me. What was I going to say next? There is also, and I didn't link to it here. I'm going to have to, Tom, could you make a note to that I need to link the CAD team page to the CAD team project? But if I just type over here, thank you. Oh, geez. This is where we're listing more like project-related things that don't. It's just for people wondering what's going on with the CAD project. So that's where we are right now, and then this is coming soon, and blah blah blah. Okay, so anyways, that's just a quick overview of the CAD parts of the wiki, and then I really only dumped this into here. This doesn't really match the other project pages yet. They're a little bit more structured the way that I've been thinking for utilizing the wiki, so that page will need to sort of come over to match the rest of these. So, for example, there's tasks and meetings for all this. So we'll get to the PM team in a sec, but first we're going to talk about the modelers. And this page is just basically a stub right now. It would be great if somebody could start filling in these. If anybody's got any time and wants to talk about, the modeler specific things. I think that it's listed up a level in the MMX CAD team. Maybe we should pull that out of here and talk, or just repeat what's going on for the modeling section, because people are always like, how do I get assigned a part? So that'll need to be fleshed out. Okay, I'm just going to continue showing stuff on the wiki here. So how to join, it's going to have a list of credits of everybody on the team and which parts of things that they worked on. Max and Tyler are working on this right now, I believe. All the roles and channels are already listed. Maybe we'll delete this for here, but all the roles and channels are actually listed here in this section. So, I mean, if you're ever wondering what are all the roles and who has them, that's all here. What are all the Discord channels in the CAD section and who can access them? All that info is here. I think it's fairly up to date. I wrote that document a while ago. So, anyways, and then the meetings won't be on this page. Again, this is just a auto filled in template. But what I want to get to is the tasks. This is the most important thing as far as projects. Most important thing for the purpose of the wiki, as far as teams go. Obviously, the wiki is just full of information for everybody, but for teams, I think this is going to sort of fill in a loophole of how and who is working on things at certain times. Now, this is overall CAD modeler tasks. I want to get into the details of this because right now everything's being tracked in Airtable, and we should still continue to track everything in Airtable about who's getting what parts assignments. This is more of a general thing that we need the modelers to finish detailing their parts. There are still some hang on out there. We'll take a look at Airtable in a second, but we also need people to finish the Martin parts, which are, the ones that we didn't work on before and did the defeatured stuff. These are the ones that we just got straight from Martin recently. We have to figure out what needs to be angle ground and what things have changed from the live streams, because there's just hours and hours of live streams. I've not watched any of them. I have no idea how Martin has changed all the drops are all the marble gates from...
There is quite a good, I can't remember who it was now, but did really good timestamp notes for whenever Martin modified anything.
Well,
They're all within the episode references on Airtable in the notes section.
Okay, so that... I'm not sure how we want to handle this, and I'm going to leave this up to you guys to figure out while I'm gone, but basically, we need sort of a pipeline of... Maybe we have angle grinding listed here as a section, and then... So write this down as a task for the CAD-PM team, Tom. Create an angle grinding pipeline. So it'll be, somebody sees something change in a video, somebody puts it on the wiki, and then somehow that part gets assigned to somebody. So having the notes, the list of all the notes of changes here, or grabbing the time-coded notes from the live streams, dumping them in here as extra subpages, and then pulling out from there where things have been angled, where he changed things from the CAD model. Typically, I've been keeping that stuff in my head whenever I watch a video. I make a mental note and I write it down and we talk about it in the next meeting. I'm not doing that anymore, so we have to figure this pipeline out. So that's... Even though I list this as a task for CAD modelers, they're the ones who are going to be doing the work. The PM team is the one who needs to figure out how to make that happen.
One of my things is you're talking about not using Airtable.
No, we're still using Airtable.
So one of my things is if we're noting changes, we need to note changes just once, because we shouldn't have two spots of information. There should only ever be one.
So we'll need something that will feed the wiki from Airtable. Somebody will have to write that, right? Is that what you're thinking? Or linking to Airtable from here?
What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be automated, but that whatever is on Airtable is considered correct. Whatever is on Wiki is discarded completely and considered false.
Well, however you want to figure out the pipeline, I mean, we don't have to list that stuff there. I'm just thinking, instead of waiting for Airtable, because Airtable import into the Wiki, I know, isn't fully figured out yet, and I don't want us to have to wait to do that to start assigning parts to people for... Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. I don't want to get caught up in the tape. I'd rather just but I don't want to not use So
what I'm saying, Maureen, is if you try to say, okay, on the wiki everything is correct, but also on Airtable everything is correct, we're gonna get discrepancies. So I'd rather on the wiki we go, here is the steps to doing this.
Yes.
And then the only place that you ever get changes made is Airtable. And if it gets pulled in, great. But what is on Airtable is considered correct. Anything on the wiki is considered suspect.
Okay, well, I think there's going to be two different levels here. And I think this is why I'm pulling away from Airtable a little bit. I think some things that Airtable is the absolute correct information, but I think other things will have to live on the wiki. And we get into the whole self-assigning stuff for other teams. And this is not necessarily really all that applicable. It's not applicable for CAD modelers. So this section that we're in right now, you're right, it's pulled directly from Airtable. But the whole point of using the wiki as a PM tool is that there's an easy way for people to self-assign tasks to themselves and create new tasks for other people to assign to themselves. This is not possible using Airtable because Airtable is a gated wall that limits access and the wiki isn't. So if you want to figure out a way to make forms and stuff to fill out into Airtable, and then the Airtable spits that stuff out into the wiki, that's great. But again, I don't want to have to wait for that right now in the next few weeks. I'd rather people try the idea of assigning tasks to themselves and then tweak it from there. It's more important that people try to start doing this than we do it the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but doing it the right way the first time. This isn't something where we can kind of shoot from the hip. We do it whatever. We're going to have the problem that if I'm not looking at the wiki and someone assigns a task, I have no idea to know that part, okay, no, someone has figured out it's angle grinded, and now Airtable needs to be changed. What I'm saying is the only place for CAD-Team, and I'm not saying for other teams because they don't have a space. Their space should be the wiki, but the CAD-Team.
Okay, I agree.
Part statuses should be Airtable only. No one should be assigning part statuses or parts to themselves through the wiki.
No,
we have no way of tracking that. Okay,
thanks, Tom. Yeah, you're right. And then I'm sorry for being confusing. That's absolutely what, so there are no tasks for CAD modelers that they should be working on. Like this thing would never be, for modelers, never be used here. I'm just listing this as, maybe I'll change it right now, to be, ongoing CAD modeler tasks, all assignments. Yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of all this. There. Okay. All right. So you're right, for CAD modelers, yes. Because you're right, we do need to protect the data and not have to update multiple things in multiple places and we need to know where the answer is. Yeah. So does that help?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Let me also get rid of this meetings page. Okay. And we don't need the agenda, and we don't need this. Well, maybe we could just, I don't know how much we need of all this. Okay, so that's fine for now. Okay, so the point is, CAD modelers will continue to do things the way that they've always done. The signups will stay the same. Okay, let's talk about then how we make this happen. So let's move over into sort of like the PM team of parts of things. Oh, I need the link in here. Just type it. Okay. Oh, that's right. I changed it. No. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm just thinking about something. Before we get into the PM team, let's talk about the team leaders. I've renamed the team leaders because since we're moving away from structure of having leaders, this title doesn't really make sense anymore, and also those teams don't exist anymore. So I've renamed this group to be called the assembly leads, which is really what they are. Again, this stuff maybe that stuff needs to be there. This stuff does not need to be in here for them. And these tasks also will be assigned in Airtable. Oh yeah, I already did that one. Do you guys know the status? I think I think somebody just posted about this. Some of the 000s have been. Oh wait, can you still see my screen?
Yes, but we're looking.
Am I on this page? Does not exist anymore? I switched over to a different one. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, anyways, this is the assembly leads, also known as team leaders. So 00 assemblies are in progress, right?
Yes.
Okay, but they're not fully complete because of various reasons. I feel like there should be a way to notate somewhere the overall status of this. Like, we know when we assign something in Airtable, but we don't really know how anything more than that. You know?
No, we have a section for that. We have a status for created.
Okay. Let me open up Airtable while I'm here.
I open up, you mean scroll.
I don't think I have one in this one. Alright. That was dumb. Hold on, let me bring it up. 1 second, please. There we go. Oh, I need to sign in. Oh my god, what is my password? It's been so long since I haven't signed into Airtable. Bug me. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I need to log in anyways. Well, okay, just throw it in the chat if I can't think of this instantly, then. I don't know, whichever one is showing. Hold on. Okay, it worked. All right, well, I'm in anyways, but thank you. Let me put this over here. Okay, so if we go into which view should I go in, Max, for the 00? It's the flat view, right?
Status trackers for you? Go above where you are. You'll have to scroll to the bottom.
Okay, I'm thinking now that what would be nice is if we listed a pipeline, because these have to happen after we've gotten the DT pass, right?
Yeah.
Or do they? Like, that's how we're listing this in the status, isn't it?
Well,
is it sequential or does it matter?
That's the thing, is I don't understand Fusion to a high enough level. I think you could, if you have every part in whatever modeling status it is.
I mean, as long as the part is modeled in place or has been started being modeled in place, then it doesn't really matter if it's done or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's that.
Okay. Well, anyways, a bunch of these are done, but there's... So here's what I want to do is go to... I think it was this one. Nope. I want the flat view. What happened to that one? Oh, it's right there. Okay. So if I look at the status... Hello. And we look at all these, it says that, like this one's not done because obviously it doesn't exist yet. So anyways, I guess there's a way to tell which ones are done. But I think we could also make the 000 ones as a task for the assembly leads.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I'm not completely sure how that works. Because I think we talked at some point that you couldn't just derive an assembly level 2 assembly grouping into another one. It would remove some of the information we wanted.
Oh,
So you would
yeah,
have
you're
to
right.
pull in all the individual pieces in.
Separately again. Well, I mean, you only have to do it once, right?
Yeah, we only have to do it once. So yeah, that's a task. Another task, Orion, is I kind of want to go through the Airtable and clean up some fields that are just now useless to us.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, you know my policy, don't delete any data, but there's a lot of empty fields that just have nothing in them. So as long as you're sure that they're old and dead, great. But if you're not sure...
Can I do old, dead, and places that have information, but information that's just no longer useful to us? Like these two old numbers and names?
Well, no. Like, they don't need to be listed here anymore. We could change the way the record IDs are showing stuff. But I don't want to delete this, because even though it doesn't apply anymore, inside the Fusion team, there is still structure that relates to that. And I don't think that's the kind of data that I'd like to keep around just in case we need it. Even though it doesn't really apply, there could be a case where it would be helpful to have. So especially like, you know, not that we're ever going to need to, but old meeting notes and whatever all refer to those old names and numbers. So at least we still have that data in Airtable. And why not? We've got unlimited storage. Like, there's no reason to get rid of that, is how I think about it. But again, if there's an entire field that's just like, you know, no,
there's a field of, does this have an archive for Tim that Tim never used?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't need that anymore. But if there is data in the field, I'd rather you make a note of the one that you would like to delete that has data in it, and just run it by me beforehand to see if there's anything I can think of that you're not thinking of that we might need it for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So now that we're talking about detail thing, and this is part of what can we utilize the wiki for. I would like to use it for that higher level stuff of like, what are the assembly lead tasks, you know, and what is the pipeline for making them happen, and put that information here in the wiki so everything is clear to everyone about how things work. And then the details of who and is, you know, tracked in Airtable like normal. So other things that the assembly leads could be working on, or questions in here also, like we can add, you know, let's get a list of, if it's not in maybe like if it's not in Airtable. Okay. So something like this. How do we note in Airtable which of these are fully complete or partially? This is what I want to utilize the wiki for, is stuff like not losing track of the things that aren't being tracked in Airtable. So, and maybe that's more of a PM question than an assembly lead task. But I think the assembly leads would also want to know, where do I put this information? Like if NewsX was saying, you know, I know personally which ones are done, but which ones we're still waiting for stuff on, then he needs to know where to put that information. So the instructions would be, okay. I'm just thinking of this as we're doing it, and this is what I'm hoping you guys will utilize the wiki for, is thinking about, you know, this is question to be answered by PM, and then answer is posted as instructions inside this page. So again, making sure that everybody understands how everything works. Does that make sense? You still hear me?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
It's the tracking stuff in multiple places and having them both be high level tracking that I'm not thrilled about, but
yeah,
I can live with it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I'm hoping we're gonna get to the point where, not counting CAD modelers, and maybe not counting CAD assembly, or the assembly leads, everybody else will be logging into the wiki and checking their tasks, because they get anything that gets assigned to you shows up on your little clipboard up here, and now this is where you get your assignments from, or you go to the team page and you look at the list in the tasks page of what there is to do. So, I mean, these are a ton of things that I've been adding for the PM team to work on. And the point behind these is to have status. Like, I don't think we can ask every team to utilize Airtable. It works great for the CAD team, but I think it's just too much of a barrier to entry. So utilizing these little updates for each one of these things, if needed, sometimes we could probably just get away with just having this single line. It's a one task thing. It's not something that somebody's working on for a while. But for things like, creating a JavaScript plugin for the wiki to do rotation of the models, that's not a single task. That's probably better utilized through GitHub. But anyways, on the wiki, we could link to the GitHub page for that or whatever. But the point is we need some way for random people coming in to be able to see the status of stuff and have it easy to update. And I know it's a little obtuse right now, but...
When you click on a task, that blue, is that an actual link to something?
Yep. So it goes to where I have put where on the wiki I was thinking about it. So we're in community events, and I think somebody should write up something on this wiki about how to create events. It's nice and friendly and easy, because Tyler and Fox were already talking about doing this. So I'm writing this down. I know this is a thing. I'm writing it down, and I've assigned it to those three. Fox doesn't have a user page yet. But so now this is going to show up both on the PM team's task list and also on Tyler's. So so that's what those links are. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, for the CAD team modelers and assembly leads, we're not doing things this way. It's just the normal whatever that we've been doing. But the PM team for the CAD PM team and all the other teams. And again, the whole reason for this is so new people can help, because otherwise, I mean, it seems to be the easiest way to have all the information available to everyone. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to assembly leads. The other thing going on with the assembly leads right now is I think Tim's doing some testing with them for figuring out the SolidWorks PM pipeline. And I think they have a meeting with SolidWorks tomorrow. And PM people are also invited to come. Tim hasn't posted about it to the PM people yet. So that means, Tom, are you back? Tom Q?
Yeah, when's that?
So I'm just gonna have to post it instead of waiting for Tim. But So tomorrow there's a meeting with SolidWorks, and hopefully Amos is going to that too. And anybody else who's interested in PM stuff is for SolidWorks is welcome to join.
It is? Maybe not.
It's 12:30 Pacific time, so that is 2:30 my time. So in England, that's 7.
No, it's 3:30.
What? 3:30?
You're talking about the meeting tomorrow?
Oh yeah, 3:30. So in England, that's not 8:30 p.m.
Look at CAD team leaders. I've put in a thing.
At night or in the morning.
I don't know if Tom can see in here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Max. Maybe you could just cross-post Tim's post for me and ping PM and use your timey thing.
Sure.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. So that's another thing that's going on lately. Did you write that one down in the notes, Tom? Or could you? I'm sorry, I haven't been calling out things to take notes for. Oh well. Okay, so let's go back to other assembly lead tasks. Getting the points in the skeleton, updating the test assembly. I don't know when Andre's coming back. I can't remember what he said. I hope he's coming back. But, I mean, that's just another ongoing task for him. Yeah. Okay. Let me just edit this real quick. And this is how you do someone. So it's really easy. You just put do and their name, and that's what it is. If you want to find out what somebody's name is, you can go to collaborators in the community portal, and there's a list of all the users. And now you can know that my name is this, not Maureen. So, yeah. Okay.
We need to tidy up users.
I know.
I do not like that.
I don't either.
All right,
but whatever. I mean, yeah. Okay. Let's go back to stuff specific to the CAD team. Okay. Let's talk about the PM team. And what are the tasks that I've gotten here? So, obviously ongoing is status trackers. We have not had any status updates lately at all. So, yeah, time code right now, Tom, for switching over to the PM team. We need to have people from the PM team checking up on all the people who still have parts in detailing. I'm gonna sort by part status. Just real quickly in this flat one. So I mean, that's a lot of detailing parts that are still being worked on. You know what? Never mind. I go this. What am I doing? So, like, we got to find out from these people and if they're done, what's the holdup, whatever. Like, so one of the PM team tasks over the next 3 weeks could be checking in with these people. I think, Tom Q, you're usually doing that stuff and you just haven't done it in a while. Is that the deal for that? And that's fine. But they've had these parts, like, this is when they were assigned. that was a long time ago. So, and I kept talking about, oh, this needs to be done by May, end of May, and it's like July now. So just, if people can't work on stuff anymore, then we need to reassign it. And we need to figure out how to do reassignments. But anyways, what we could gather is somewhere we need a place to put the status updates. And I don't know if you're collecting that locally, Tom, on your own spreadsheet, or if we should have something like that in Airtable.
Yeah, I had spreadsheet. We did try it in a Airtable. It didn't really work.
Right. So
my spreadsheet is just a lot of writing.
We have kind of two places in Airtable at the moment, which I think there is some stuff in. I don't know how much.
So an overall task for the PM team is to figure out what is a better way to track individual part statuses for people. Like, this is not going to be a problem. Oh my gosh, sorry. This is not going to be a problem that is continue for very much longer, because we're at the end, really, of what we're doing for the CAD team. So if you just want to stick to spreadsheets for now, I don't really care. Maybe link to that on a wiki page and call it a day. I'm fine with if that's how you want to do it, but we just need a way to keep track of stuff, because we just need to finish this. Like, the goal is to finish detailing in MAR by the time Martin comes back, so we can just fly through all these and get him done. Just have him approve everything when he comes back in 2 months. So we have to figure out how to do that. And some of these people are super MIA. Like, we haven't heard from 8 months. And I'm sure Andre would respond to a ping, but Eric just hasn't been responding to anything. That doesn't mean you shouldn't still try, but probably his parts are going to need to be reassigned. Okay, so that's that. DT. Okay, no. Oh, I never changed the status on these. So we need to double check. So the MAR whip right now, this was assigned to David. David's not in Airtable, but anyways, he finished this one. So this one should be up for approval, I think, when Martin gets back. So MAR done. Is that even a status that exists yet? No.
Just put DT down.
Yeah, put it as DT done.
No, because it's different. Because it'll have a different name, and
yes, but at some point the MAR and everything else just become the same.
Yeah. Well,
quite frankly, I don't see why MAR is different.
Just to keep it separate from what the people are doing. There's 2 different sections inside the work doc that explain the 2 different processes for MAR and detailing. So once one of these is done, either all of MAR or all of DT, then everything is just pass. It's not going to be.
Yeah, but once someone has completed the work, it's DT done. You don't need a MAR done. How is MAR done different from DT done?
It's just the first time we're actually seeing a part that someone has worked on. So it's in my mind it's different.
File. It's kind of like its own case, but like I think there's not.
You're right.
Creating a
on one level, it's
why
just
we
being
need to make a new status for this.
Again, only to keep the mental separation that all the other stuff has gone through the CAD team before Martin got involved. So this is now new stuff that, I don't know, I guess we don't need to. It's just, that's how I think about it. But after it's MAR done, then everything can just be passed.
Okay.
Just to show, I don't know. Also, they're all in weird places because all the MAR stuff is up in the bucket.
Yeah,
like it's just,
and there are still parts that we've never actually assigned.
Right. Yeah. So here's what's going on with this stuff. Hold on. So, okay, I'm just going to change the status to, okay. And now it's not showing up. Anyways. Oh my God, okay. When I assign these parts, many people never filled out the Fusion request form. So I don't actually know who is working on what, if anyone. So Tom, when you're checking in with people, if it's you or whoever's going to be checking in with these people, what we need to do is check in Airtable and check against the Fusion request, and because I think some of these parts have never even been started working on. So I don't want to actually move these into the MAR-WIP status until I'm sure that it's being worked on. Okay, so I know that, I know that this one is being worked on. So that's fine. Okay, what else do we know that people are working
on? Someone's been doing the divide by 4.
Okay, yeah, Shimon's been... Okay.
One of the things is if someone didn't do the Fusion request form fast enough, we should have just reassigned their part almost immediately.
Well, yeah, but this has been on my to-do list to figure out, but I never actually spent time figuring out who did it or not. Oh, I know. This is Matt's. Okay.
Didn't that get finished?
I don't know. That's why we have to check in with him.
Okay. You still need to give me access to that form.
I know. We're going to do that after this meeting because it's public and, it's private information. So yeah, and I'll give you the whole process. But you can see, you'll be able to see like who's logged in, who's even if they don't, here's the thing, even if they have Fusion access, this doesn't mean they've actually worked on a part. So what someone's going to need to do, Tom, Q, or whoever is going to check in on these people, the first thing you should probably do is look at the Fusion file, the MAR-WIP file, and see if anybody's worked on it since these were assigned. And I didn't put the distribution date because I needed to make a new column for that. Anyways, that's what needs to be done for all the MAR files. And then, is there anything else we can assign at this point? No. Wait, did he make a bracket? See, I don't know. Did he make a bracket?
Yeah, he has to have made a bracket.
Okay, so. Hi-hat and snare and kick. These have all been made, right?
I'm not sure.
Anybody been watching the live streams? He did the whole drum section, right?
I think he's done the...
Okay. Ugh. Airtable. But not vibraphone.
No.
And divider to drops. PMMA. No. Well, he's done some of that, but I think we should just wait.
Yeah, no, but he's put a block in there too.
So we need a new part?
No.
Some of them have pressure gates.
Putting in a new part is just going to be counterproductive.
So it's PMMA and pressure gates is what it's really happening here, right?
Yes. You can't
okay.
type in there.
I know. Okay, Max, can you update the Google spreadsheet that's our master of this? The names?
That's the other thing is I just want to get rid of the master. This is why I absolutely dislike having two sources.
More than one place. I know, because you have to update it in both, but I don't like how Airtable presents information. Like, I want to look at it that way. That's just me, though, and I'm not in charge anymore, so I guess you don't need to keep maintaining that. That's fine.
Integrate it into the wiki, maybe, like with some programming, like simple programming. They're sure
Well,
it's an API.
It will be in the wiki eventually. So how that gets, I don't know, Tom, the wiki stuff isn't being directly from, here, let's see.
It could be
This,
integrated though, surely, right, with an API, with Airtable.
There is an API, but we've got to work out how to make it work for us. People are working on it, but it's quite a big project.
but we can't make this list based on Airtable. This is all manually typed in, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's the page structure, and we can't easily move the pages around based on Airtable.
Right, yeah, I get that. That's right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
anything that's in the wiki needs to be read only.
well, regarding, but the wiki doesn't leave us an option for creating a page name based on, well, does it? Can we have this be called something based on an Airtable function feeding into this name?
Yeah.
Can we also have it feed into the, because we don't have names up here, we just have numbers.
Surely you could just put on a separate web page on the Wintergassen website for the Airtable structure.
Say that again, I've missed the beginning of what you said.
Surely you could just put another, like a whole new page on the whole Wintergassen website for it, instead of it just being on like that part of the wiki.
You mean just one that lists everything?
That doesn't help us.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
The problem is the manual updating of names, but I'm all for automation if you guys can figure out how to do that. You'll see, that if you look at the URL, there are no names here, so it's fine. That will never need to be updated. But I don't know. This is one of the things, Max, where it's just like, do we throw someone at it to just update it, or do we figure out how to automate it? I don't know the answer.
So it comes to how long do we think we need? Are we going to expect that within the end of this calendar year, this project will be done, names will be set, and we will never touch this information again? Then if so, we can deal with someone manually having to do it.
I think so. MMXS, this should be, I mean, God knows how long it's going to take, but the studio version, I mean, Martin wants to be done with this, 3 years ago. So it's his goal to get this done and programming music soon. I mean, he has left the gates for the vibraphone and then the vibraphone tubes. And what else? I mean, there's not a whole hell of a lot left. The Funkalizer getting on there, all the audio stuff. I mean, he's going to be doing the audio for composing anyways. So the fingers, he said, already has made them. He just needs to put them on. So it's just basically, he's almost done. So yeah, this is it. Once the MMXS is done, the studio version, it's done, and this will be solid. So how we handle the MMXT is a whole different ballgame. We're not going to talk about that right now. But ideally, the MMXT would have that auto updating thing. So
but that is a whole other problem because we have to deal with SolidWorks.
Right. And I don't know. I don't want to even talk or think about that right now, but...
Did you say we're using SolidWorks?
Most likely for the MMXT, the touring version. That's the plan anyways.
Yeah. Probably a good idea, because that costs a fortune.
Well, we have it... I don't want to spend time talking about that right now. Here's you can go to the CAD project and where was it? And read about it.
Yeah, that's a whole other problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So it's it's here. Well, okay, wait. Let's go back to what we were talking about. So if we're abandoning that spreadsheet, fine, Max, I'm fine with that. But then the two places to update is making sure the wiki matches Airtable, because Airtable is the Bible. So, not a lot of new parts are going to be made at this point. And if something's name changes, fine, whatever. Like, it doesn't really, it's fine. Also, the part names aren't even in here yet. Like, it's just the 00s, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going back to what were we talking about? Okay. Okay, so reassignment. So we need to figure out who's doing what. So we have our list of what needs to be reassigned. Then we also need to talk about part assignment. Like, this is the thing that I've handled on my own this entire time. I've not written out any documentation, and I'm probably not going to before I leave. So, what do you guys understand, you PM people who are in the meeting right now, understand about the assignment process, and do you need me to tell you how to do that?
You put out a survey, say who wants a part. People tell you they want a part, you give them a part.
I mean, that's the broad strokes, yeah.
I think at this point, we shouldn't even wait for the survey to be finished. You sign up a part, first come, first serve, you get a part.
Yeah.
Because waiting a week for stuff, just at this point,
no,
a waste of our time.
Yeah, and that was all me trying to stay true to being super inclusive and everything. Like, when we're reassigning these parts that have already been assigned. Okay, so, but the other thing that you need to do is you need to go into, I'm going to switch my screen. You need to go into, you need to go into CAD work and find the pins of when I did an assignment, because these are the new people need to watch the video, and these are the details of where their stuff is in the details. So any part that you're going to reassign, you have to find that information and relay it to the new people. You can't just be like, here's your part, go. You have to tell them what they need to do. So does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because some parts will need.
They'll need to be created from the beginning, because some of these people, I think, were just like not there. So, yeah. The other thing is we have to pay attention to who isn't actually working on anything, because we need to remove them from the credits list. Because remove them from being assigned a part in Airtable, because right now all of these people I put them onto the modeler's role. I've listed them in as being assigned a part in the orange database, and they aren't. Some of them aren't. So that all needs to be sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I need to go back to the screen. Okay. All right. So again, the angle grinded list. So getting the time code, somebody going through and comparing, like this is what I do when I watch all the Winter Garden videos, is I mentally compare what I understand as far as the CAD model as it exists and what Martin is now changing on the machine. Like, that's something that I've just done so as leader of the team to stay on top of all of that. So how are we gonna figure out? I mean, it's great that we have time code of the live streams. That's a great start. But then who and how is the CAD PM team going to determine what are the notes to give to people to say this was angle ground or this has changed since the CAD model? How will you know that something has changed from the original CAD model?
Within the live streams, not much changed.
Or not, but just like modified at all? Like things haven't changed?
Not
really?
The only thing is he changed out the divide by 4 to be the old one, not the flip-floppy one. But we already
figured that out. Right. Okay, bye, Tom.
He's made a couple, changes, but changes to the point that they don't really kind of matter. And they've also been, blue tape changes.
Okay. But the point is that not just for live streams, but for parts in the future that are going to be angle ground, we need a process to determine A, what has changed, and B, how to notate that clearly and get that information to the CAD modeler, because I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
Well, people doing exactly what you've been doing, watching the videos, watch it, tell us. Note changes. Oh no, this has been angle ground. Everyone goes crazy about it. You just have to know what part and ping someone.
All right. So it's up to everybody to just
hive mind it instead of you.
Yes, but we need to collect the hive mind's information. I guess that's my point. Is somehow, somewhere, there needs to be a list of stuff that was angle ground, so we know that there's a part to reassign. Kick off a trigger to kick off the part reassignment. Or the angle grinding process of updating the part.
And we set up a PM person writing in status. Just whoever the first PM person that notes a change writes it in status.
Writes it in status? What do you mean status?
CAD-Team status channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But again, feel like we need to write out something explaining that process again, like captured in the way I would have put it in, the old PM team doc, but I mean the CAD PM team doc. So now that kind of information about how needs to live in the wiki. So that's another thing that we need to do.
Out of curiosity, does anybody know if the live streams get closed captioned automatically?
Not necessarily.
Does everything get closed captioned on YouTube?
No.
Oh.
You can opt to have it do the captions automatically. I was curious because if we can get the live streams to auto caption, if Martin were to say some kind of keyword every time he was manually doing something, we could search the captions and anywhere that he used the keyword, we could find the timestamp.
It's true, but getting him to do that is he often doesn't remember to do stuff in the moment. So relying on Martin.
Just ask him to write down what he's changed.
Can I tell you from the subtitling point?
And getting subtitles to catch his accent.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, is YouTube only subtitles. You can tell it automatically subtitle this, but if it doesn't find enough language in there, it won't do it for you. And since Martin has, I don't want to be rude, but let's be realistic here, Martin doesn't have the best English because the subtitler is expecting perfect machine vocal English. It doesn't understand the slight Swedish accent. For the life of me, I don't understand why, but it just doesn't understand that accent very well.
Yeah, and that's fine. And yeah, it's I mean, this is the type of thing that we can rely on the community for. Like, if we make it clear that we need help from people watching the live streams somehow to help, or any video, and make it fun for the community somehow to be like, CAD team, did you know that blah, blah, blah happened, whatever. We won't miss anything that way. But again, this is a problem that is going to be less and less applicable as time goes on, because he'll be moving more and more from the MMXS to the Turing version. So yeah, okay. The point is, I think we just need to spell out that process. So that's something typically I would do, but I would like to leave it up to the PM team to start writing instructions for these things that I usually take care of, because that process needs to be transparent on the wiki, and rather than in our PM team doc, because that's the yeah, I think that's just the point that I want to make.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I had a part assigned to me, and throughout this meeting, you kept bringing up part lists that still had that part listed on there. Including the pinned message where you had assigned them, and you were talking about getting the status updated and stuff like that. Where do you go to assert that you're working on a part, that you've been assigned the part, that you're active on it?
There is nowhere. And again, this has been a problem the whole time. What we've been doing is having someone from the CAD PM team checking in with the modelers and just like finding out that way. I mean, you can post in CAD chat saying, oh yeah, I'm still working on that, or whatever formal process, because there's no way to make sure people do that reliably. Because some people will do it very, very well, and other people will never do it, and then you end up starting to bug people about it and whatever. But your part I just marked as Marwhip because I know you're working on it, because you've been asking questions and stuff. So
that's the 4601, right?
Whatever it is. Yeah, let's see.
No, that's the marble divider. But I went to the wiki, and where there's the section where there's the part list, and it says adding a part is easy. Just go ahead and click add page. There actually isn't an add page button.
Yeah, the wiki is very, very not ready yet. Do you mean
if you went to 4600 on the parts list, as an example, I checked some other sections where I was trying to see if it was happening.
Yeah, there's no 46.
So here,
yeah.
You have add a page at the bottom, but right here you don't have add page to actually add the part, and the instructions say that you should be able to come in here and click add page.
Maybe we should move those. Get rid of those instructions. What instructions? Is it in here?
Right here. Go to the very bottom, and right at the bottom it says how to add parts to the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that button right there? There's an add page button.
Yeah, we need to get rid of
to
that.
add it to the root of the tree.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that.
Unless you do like 4:6: whatever number.
Yeah, oh, what is the...
That's your weird table thing.
Oh, yeah. So we just need to have it say no. What is the syntax? It's no. It's right here. No add page button. Okay. There, now you can't do it at all.
Hey, that wasn't what I was going for.
I know, but we need to do that on our end first. So it's just, that section of the thing is not. Tom, we really need a banner on every single page saying this is product. I mean, I know it's on this one. We need this on every single page.
The testing at the top, not
this up here.
Yeah.
Not what I. Why is this?
Yeah, I don't know why that green thing is there, because it's not there for me.
Yeah.
Do Control F5 and see if it goes away. I
Control F5.
Yeah.
No, it's been there all day. Like, it's just...
Have you closed your browser since last meeting?
No.
Okay, shocker. I think that could be it.
Wait, did I shut down last night? I did, but I keep my browser instance open, so the cookie's probably still there. Okay, anyways, going back to... So, Brad, that's part of the frustration of just working on with all volunteers all over the planet and stuff. If you can come up with a better way for us to keep track of who is actively working on stuff, please let me know. But mostly we just spy on you in Fusion and then bug you through Discord. That's really it. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to...
I was thinking maybe we could make a wiki.
Well, but Max does not want us to track part status through the wiki because Airtable is the Bible of all that information. And it is. And that makes
so who
sense.
modifies it? So who's in charge of Airtable?
PM team.
Yeah.
And I'll say, Maureen, you didn't update to add Brad to that part. So
Add Brad to what?
That part, his part.
4601? What are you talking about?
He's not assigned. He wasn't assigned to that part.
Yes, he is. Right there.
Why wasn't he as a senior?
I don't know. He and Possible, because that's how I originally assigned it. I don't know who's senior.
Wait.
Yeah, you
Do we have a new assignment tab?
No, I never made it. It's still in deep.
So I talked to Possibly Insane, and I asked him, about his assignment as senior, and he said, well, it was just arbitrary.
Yeah, it was. So here, now let's do it this way.
Maureen, why do we have a new thing? Why are we not using junior senior?
We are. I just never made the DT. I don't know.
You're not, because I just added Brad.
I wasn't using any of the
old junior and
stuff.
senior.
Yeah.
Because that's if we want to go back and contact them as well. Sorry for the breakdown, Max.
You're making my brain hurt, Maureen.
I know. I'm sorry.
Why? This is what I want to remove. I want to remove having redundant information.
Here's why. I had to split out the senior assignment. I wanted to keep who the original senior and juniors were who worked on the part. And when we went to detailing assignments, those were not junior seniors. There are new people. So we don't overwrite any information that we might need at some point because for who knows why, but we just don't know. So this is all the detailing assignments. And because we're working over here, I just did this for the MAR, but probably for the MAR parts, I should have done it here. So if you want to transfer this stuff over to the senior junior stuff, I'm fine with that.
I'll have to have a brain aneurysm before I do that.
Does it make sense though? That's why I did that for detailing in this file. This field used to be called detailing assignment. We do need to keep that separate from those.
It makes sense that it's separate, but it's just done and horribly.
Okay.
And through no fault of your own, but
here we can just
No.
This is fine.
Maureen. No,
Why?
because we need to take the junior seniors, make a copy of them, rename them old, and then do it here again properly.
Well, I'll let you do that.
Yeah,
but just for the MAR stuff.
But I'm not going to want to do that, so
it's not gonna take that long. There's only
it's not going to take that long, Maureen, but it's the fact that we're again having to make new fields for stuff.
Why are you so reluctant to make a bazillion channels and fields and everything?
Because it's just an information overload.
Well, too late for that, man. Why are you involved with this project?
Because I actively want to reduce the amount of damage you make.
It's not damage, it's data. If you want to figure out how to sort the data properly, go for it. But don't whine about me that there's too much data, because there is too much data, and that's just how it is.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I want to reduce the amount of data we make.
You can't. That's how much data there is.
Yeah.
Redundant data can be reduced. Yes, I will grant you that.
Yeah, and I think we're making redundant data by making a junior senior, renaming them old, and then copying over when we have.
Then just put the MAR ones over here and call it a day. Done.
Yeah,
That's
so you want me
fine.
to overwrite the old stuff? Woohoo! Thank you, Maureen.
Oh, right. There's old stuff. I forgot that there was old
I
stuff.
thought the whole point of the old stuff was so that we knew who did it in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want to have to deal with.
Okay, so here's how I handle that before. So here's how I handled this before. Now, if you want to actually combine this and get rid of this entire field, you can. But
at this point, I don't want to because we're so far to the end of the project that it doesn't matter.
But just so you know, in the past, this person, Spencer, left 1 million years ago, and Andre took over the flywheel from him. But Spencer was the 1-0 who originally worked on this part. So Andre overwrote him. So I changed the order so that Andre comes first. So he was the most recent one working on the part. Same deal with this one. Brothgar was working on the rhythm machine, and Andre rebuilt it. Oops. So that's how I've handled that before. So you could handle that this way, but it's more like
I don't want to have to do that.
Okay, well then
that's work I don't want to have to do, Maureen.
Okay, well then just leave it how it is. It's fine.
I know, but I don't like the way it is.
I
get to complain about it.
Yeah. Poor Max.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. So the hardware, we need to assign the hardware to people eventually somehow, but we're waiting.
Didn't we just at some point go no hardware, never gonna do it?
No, not never. No. Waiting on Martin to get all the fuse into the same hook.
I thought that was exactly why we decided not to do.
No, we always pushed hardware off into the future, and it's still being pushed off into the future, and that's not going to happen before Martin gets back. So, yay, we don't need to do it now.
I thought at some point we had just decided to just forgo hardware as an entire item.
Nope, you're wrong. He needs it for the A/B design review. Sorry, guess you missed that note.
No, it's that if he really wanted it for the A/B design review, we should have been doing hardware since we've been doing detailing. It shouldn't have been pushed into the past.
Well, he's the one that decided that, so oh well.
I want to cry.
You can go yell at Martin, past Martin, go get a time machine and yell at him about that. Yeah. Texturing could just happen.
Martin.
What?
Why not future Martin?
Okay, you can yell at Martin in the future too, Max, about how frustrated you are about that.
Of Martin.
Shall I refer you to the Here, I'll refer you to this. What is rule number 5? Readiness is not a requirement for beginning. Max does not like this rule at all.
No, it's that Martin should have been like, okay, we're gonna do this at some point. Give me like a month to get this hub in, and then we start.
That was before we were even starting. That was before we were even talking to Jeff Strader and didn't even know that was an option. So, obviously it's not a high priority for Martin, and it's not a high priority for the CAD team until it becomes one, and then we'll get all the hardware done in like 1 week because it's not going to take that long. So I wouldn't worry about it. Uh-oh, he's lost it. We've lost him. You guys
thinks doing hardware will take a week.
I'm just saying, Martin will push for it. Look, no, what I'm saying is, at some point, Martin's going to be like, oh my God, we need the hardware now. He's going to make an announcement in a video. We'll have a huge influx in the CAD team. We'll have a ton of people working on hardware all at the same time. It's going to be a giant, crazy mess. That's how it's going to happen.
Or maybe he just forgets about it.
I want him to forget about it.
He's not going to forget about that. Come on.
Yes, but he should.
Well, you can argue with him about that. We're wasting too much time talking about this. Okay, texturing workflow. That can start now. Someone just tell Icarus to do it.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought one of the things was texturing had to happen at like the very end because any change you make to the file screws up the texturing.
Okay, so it can happen on DT Pass, right? Or are you saying it has to happen after hardware?
After hardware, because hardware you're going to be putting in things, and
here's what we'll do.
You'll be pulling in textures on top of it, and it'll mess it up.
Here we go. Here's what we're going to do. Someone ask Icarus whether it would be better to wait until after the hardware.
Because I thought that's why we waited until.
No, we waited just because I never pushed go on it. So someone just needs to verify with him, and then if the answer is yes, it's better to wait, then we wait. And if the answer is no, then just tell him to start working on DT Pass files. Here. Okay. There. Done.
Maureen.
Yes.
Maureen, is your keyboard from the 80s?
No. I just have a very sensitive webcam microphone.
Because it sounds like one of those old clicky IBM PS2.
You want to hear a clicky IBM one? I'll go get one from downstairs because it's crazy. If you think this is loud, this is actually the quietest keyboard in the house.
I'm getting nostalgia like.
Here, I'm gonna here. I'm messaging my husband. Hold on. Fun with the CAD team. There we go.
Yay, productivity.
Yeah. Gosh.
Okay. All right. So next task. All right. So this prune verify crediting rules on Discard. That's from our parts. And then Tom Nelson, I think, was the one who was doing the Airtable images, just to make sure this is like an ongoing task for the PM team. I'll put them back in ongoing. Okay.
Yeah. The images, and we need to add new fusion links.
We do?
Yeah, because every time a part gets passed, we put it out there.
Every time a part gets passed. What?
The fusion link that people can see.
Yeah.
Anytime a part gets passed, we add a fusion link so people can access it.
But they're accessing whatever the file is. It doesn't matter if it's in DT Pass. There's still DT whips that are being accessed, right?
Yes, but what I'm not completely sure is if everything is properly noted such that everyone does have a link that should have.
Okay. So I think the way that Airtable view is sorted is by shortcut image. Like it's isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but like, there's. No, that's okay.
So you're talking about this, and the filters are where images is not empty. Yeah, so they get included if they have a thumbnail. So if they don't have a thumbnail, they're not going to be in.
Yeah.
So if we look at these, so none of these have thumbnails, but everything else should. But like, do we really want these available until they're done? Maybe we till they're.
No, but they don't have Fusion links.
Right, they don't have Fusion. Oh, because you haven't made them either. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, there should be a Fusion part, but what I was not absolutely sure is if everything else had a link, which besides the assist files.
Do you mean this? Like that's been added into here?
Yeah.
This Fusion design link? Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty easy to tell, right? Or are you saying they need to be verified correct file?
No. Most people have been just randomly adding stuff, and I think I've been the only one. All we have that don't have anything and don't really need anything is assist, old CAD split, and MAR. Everything else has a Fusion link. The only thing we should also add is the level 2s, but that can wait.
I'd rather not add level 2s here.
Yeah, that's the thing, is level 2 can wait.
Yeah. This needs an updated image. For sure.
No.
Yeah, because the magnets were added. No, they were added. They were added back in for the detailing.
No, but you clicked on the sun gear.
I did? Well, this one is the one I mean. This one.
Yeah, the DMAG wheel. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about the sun gear. That's fine. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get.
Are you going to the store? Oh, maybe.
No, go on a vacation.
Yes, we are going on vacation soon. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's go back to. I will get to that in a little bit. All right. Okay. So that's all that I have. Oh no, wait. You know what we do is Tom, do you know what I typed to make the entire open one? I want to go to Teams. And I want to go here and get one of those things. Hold on, everybody. Oh, I want this one. Do that. So let's go back to here. Add that sucker. Okay, so there weren't any other floating around things. Why is this empty one coming in? That's weird.
It's probably a template you've put somewhere.
Oops. All right. Okay. Well, that is. I guess that's it that I wanted to talk about for CAD stuff. I'm really hoping that you guys can collect your thoughts about information that you need from me that I haven't given to you, like especially about how do I do this or that you usually do. That would be good. And then because we need to know where the holes are in the system of moving over to not having a single person in charge and having everybody in charge of stuff. We need to know. I'm hoping you guys can sort of think about the general, like, what information should be more transparent, what information should be more spilled out, where should that go on the wiki, that kind of thing. Because it would be really great if we could. I'm hoping what we could do is when we announce. So we're having we're hoping to do the soft release of this wiki 2 weeks after I get back, which is August 24th. And what would be wonderful when we announce this to Discord, the soft release will be to Discord only, not the entire world. But what would be amazing is if we could say, hey, everybody on Discord, go read everything about the teams and decide if you want to help out with teams, because now it's easy for you to join. And keep in mind, over the next 3 weeks, of these new people in mind, so that it's very, whatever we have on the wiki is explaining things to the level that anybody new coming on could read this stuff and know what to do and how to help. That is sort of my overarching goal for getting this wiki up and running and putting it out there to everybody. Because one of the things I think about the most with this whole entire community project is stagnation. This server is going to be dead all summer because Martin is not going to be making videos. So once he comes back, I hope to sort of do like a shot in the arm, sort of rejuvenate all the teams and all the projects. And I would love for the wiki to be able to support that. So whenever you're thinking about things, like we could use more people on the CAD-PM team, I think. So just keep in mind, what is the useful information to be sharing out there so that everybody can onboard quickly enough. That's really the point of this test of the 3 weeks while I'm gone, because if I'm here, I'm just going to I know if I'm involved, I'm just going to fall into my old fall back into my old role of controlling everything, and that is not what this community needs. So the more you guys can think about this over the next few weeks while I'm not here, and gathering your thoughts and putting them collecting them onto the wiki and adding to each other and working off each other, I think will be the better for moving forward in the future for all the projects. Because you guys, the CAD-PM team has always been like the big testing, or the CAD team has always been the big testing area for everything else that we do on the server. So I think there's no reason that this can't be the same, having you guys figure stuff out. So, goodbye. Okay. So, yeah. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? No? Dead air? Do you guys want to do that? Like, is that something you're interested in doing?
Oh, someone's got to.
I guess, yeah. So
the one thing is, a lot of it is you have that information.
What do you mean?
You're the one that made a lot of these systems, so at some point, I don't know how many of us can put all of the necessary detail.
Right. That's what I want you guys to be like, making a list of, Maureen, you need to be the one to write out this, that, and the other. I want you to find the whole of what I haven't done and get me a nice big list of all the stuff that I need to put in here so that it's not in my head anymore. And that should become abundantly clear while I'm gone what you need, what information you need. Because if I'm not available, obviously you can't just ask me. And that's I've so like on a day-to-day basis, just naturally just ask people's questions without thinking about, no, this is something that needs to be put somewhere else outside of my head. So I think, yeah, just get a big old list of stuff that you need out of me. Would be good. Okay. Anything else? Brad, did you have any questions about your part? Brad's not here. Are we done?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have any questions more about your part?
I don't think so. I think I'm all right.
Okay. And Padster, are you one of the new people who would like a part?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was going to say.
So just keep your eye on the PM team announcing when they're looking for new people. Again, it should be announced in announcements channel when they're looking for new people, and then sounds like you'll be assigned something right away. So
yeah, cheers, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that the CAD-Team announcements to look at?
Yes, CAD-Team announcements channel.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
And stuff like that, Max. Like, do you have access to posting in that channel? Like, I don't even know who can post in that channel, but Zap could give you access, obviously. But somebody's going to need posting access. Should I just give you access right now? CAD team managers. Are you a CAD team manager? You're a manager, so you got it. You have viewing and writing privileges.
Yeah,
so.
and I have mod team, so I can.
Oh yeah, mod too. Mm-hmm.
I can allow the mods to type in here, which would have gotten me it.
Well, nobody's gonna take advantage of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should end it here.
And then you and I go into a meeting for the other forum.
Yeah. Right. Any last thoughts? Anybody before we close it off?
Nope.
Okay. Tom, if you could post your notes in the chat and give them to Tom to put in the
Tom as well as timed.
Okay. And
just
Tom
put them in
put
whatever time format you've got them in, and I can change them if you want to change them.
I've done it relative to your video.
Okay, I started
so the time you gave me was relative. That means it's all gonna be wrong.
It's fine. I'll work it out.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Hold on.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then the other thing to do is one of you needs to put that link into the CAD team meeting page, which I don't think I even created. So I'll do that and ping you guys when it's ready. But you need to put the notes in I'll show you the example. You know what? Let me show you the example really quick. Let me share my screen again. It doesn't want to. Never mind. The example is if you go to the project management guide, in the meetings section, I think I put a link to the example page, but it's basically the notes. And I'm not done going through the notes, but it was from our meeting on Sunday. So if you go to project management guide to meetings, how to run a meeting, and down at the bottom, see July 11th notes here for an example. And this is how I'm hoping that meetings can be posted. I have notes in that project management guide about what kind of notes you should have and how to put the notes. But you can look at that. But I'm using this as in the notes is where like assignments get put out to people. So go check that out. Okay, that's it.
Cool.
So, see you in 3 weeks.
Bye.